So now let me show you in practice how you can build the IoT network within a couple of minutes. I want to say before this that I'm going to use the technologies that we will be launching in, let's say, 3 or 6 months. So there will be definitely some kind of demo effect, smaller or bigger. So please be tolerant, right? But before that, like, yes, I was a little bit lying. The contributors members is not complete. So now this is the list, and I'm very proud of that. So I believe the IBM could be really very strong partner, and it can help to do our business. So I mentioned that to realize your project, you start with the idea, that you do the design, and then you need the hardware. So we also realized so-called IQRF Shop. So it's an online shop where you can buy ready devices, ready gateways, ready sensors, actuators, whatever you want. But you can also sell it there. As an IQRF Alliance member, you can sell there. So then what we will do, we have a gateway. We will connect with a so-called IoT Start App, which is now the beta version is now available on the Android store, and we will connect couple of devices here, and we will connect them to the cloud, and we will show some extra features. And basically, if you want to do your projects, you can start with something small and then enlarge it as you want. So now I will switch to. So, by the way, here is the eShop. So here's the place where you can buy different stuff. And now let's try out the real thing. So here you can see my cell phone right now. Okay. So when you buy a gateway and devices, when you buy, let's say, a ready-to-be-used gateway, the only thing what you need to find when you start it up is the IP address. So we can see here the ION gateway. I hope so. Yeah, you can see it here on the 166, right? So with this, now I can go to the IoT Start App. And if I get outside, so you have it completely from the beginning, you see that I just connect to this specific IP address, right? If I connect to the broker, I can see that there are no nodes. So what I can do, I can enumerate the network. So now I'm connected through from the cell phone through the Wi-Fi to the gateway. And now I can see that there's already one node bonded, which is this Sanela device. The interesting thing about this is that it's not completely standardized device, or it's using IQRF standard, but the data that are inside are not fully standardized. So we can even work with a mobile app with devices that are following the standard, but the data are not standardized because they don't want to just open it. But you can still use the app to do this, right? But now let me show you how we can use really, let's say, fully standardized device. And what I'm going to do is a new feature, how you can add new devices. You remember there was a system of bonding, so you initiate it on the side of the coordinator, you push the button. But now we want to come with something which is, let's say, even more secure and even more, let's say, user-friendly for the end user. So when I go to the app, I can see here I can do the standard bonding, but I can do also the Smart Connect. And the Smart Connect is done through the QR codes. So if I just plug in here the Protronic sensor and switch it on, right? I will find the QR code, and if everything runs well, the application already reads like what kind of device it is. So based on the QR code, it sends a request to the online repository, and based on this, it reads what is this device and what is the manufacturer. And if I click OK, the bonding process starts. So not only that I do the bonding, but also the app goes to the online store and downloads the drivers for this specific device. And it enumerates the product. So it reads what kind of sensors are inside and also what kind of actuators are inside. And it reads the data automatically. So if I just now click here, to the Protronics, I already see the data that are coming from this sensor. And it could be whatever sensor you want, right, that is certified and that is standardized. So this is a very powerful tool. So we can try it out also with this Netio plug. So if I just plug it in to actually start the bonding process, I can do the smart connect with the QR code. I see it's Netio. Yes, I want to get it connected. And if we have a good internet connection that we don't have right now, apparently, then I should be able to bond it. But this is exactly the demo effect that I was like talking about a minute ago. We will try it out again. Okay, now it works. So again, the same process, the bonding, getting the drivers from the repository, and now we can see that on the Netio Cobra we can read a lot of parameters, but we can also control the device that you can see here on this slide, right? So this is a very powerful tool, and actually it's this ecosystem that you can use, right? Because we have a partner that provided this mobile app, we have the hardware partners, so it's really a big ecosystem which is ready for you guys to use it. But that's not all. We can also control it from a different places. So let's say we have here now the connectivity to the IBM Bluemix. And definitely this app is not designed for, let's say, storing the data, analyze the data, and show the data in the graphs. This is rather like a service app. But on the Bluemix, basically, or any other cloud, you can do practically anything you want. So here, you can see the graphs in Grafana, but you can also control the things, right? Like this Netio, for example. So that's another way how to use it. But just imagine that you have, let's say, that your child or your kid is going to or is attending a smart school, yeah? And they have a CO2 sensor in each class, but you don't know where to find the information. So, but the school could be using, for example, this IoT Watson chat app. So we will try to communicate with this one.
Hello, how can I help you?
Okay, so we want to know, like, what is the air quality of or air quality in the classroom of my kid, right? So I can type here, like, what is the temperature in or on Protronics 1, right? You can.
I didn't understand.
Okay.
You can try rephrasing.
Temperature note 1. Okay, so if you know how to talk to this guy,
temperature is 21.5625 Celsius degrees.
It gives you the answer. We can try the humidity as well. Note 1, let's say.
Humidity is 50.5%.
And also we can try to switch off this light. So switch off light. And now I don't know if it's 2 or 3.
Light was turned off.
Not really. I think that it's already on. So nevertheless, I will skip this. Basically, I don't know the right commands. But the point here is that if you make this right, and it is not about the technology, but it's about rather the programming and the short time that we had for the presentation. Just imagine that you have a quality sensors in the schools, but for example, in the city, right? And then you don't know exactly like where to find the graphs. But if you have this chat application, you can just go to the chat and say, okay, what's the air quality on my street, right? And it can give you the answer. So this could be a very powerful tool. And now, let's say what we prepared as well, and I'm really wondering if this will work because everything is different, you know, when you do it live. But what I really want to introduce is that the IQRF is not the only wireless technology which is there, and we cooperate also with the other technologies that might seem to be competitive. What I've got here is, but they are not actually, they are rather complementary to the IQRF. So what I have here is a button from Czech Radio Communication, which is based on LoRa. And if it works well, and again, not the technology, but the whole setup, I can send the messages from the LoRa sensor or LoRa button that goes to the LoRaWAN cloud. From this, it goes to the IBM cloud, to the gateway, and from the gateway through the IQRF to the power plug. All right. So I think this is showing actually that, for example, this could be a flood sensor somewhere in the middle of the field. And based on this, you can collect the data on the long distance using LP1 technology. And based on the IQRF, you can do some actions, right? You can open the gates, close the gates, send some alarms. So it's really, those are complementary things. And as you can see here, there is ecosystem, there are tools that you can use to realize your project. So just to summarize, I will go back to my presentation. So again, it's about like, can I get back to the, to my screen, please? Yeah, so just to give you the idea like how many, let's say, tools we used, right? We have here hardware from different companies, and we have here the IQRF standard. Then we use the IQRF technology to communicate to the gateway, but the gateway is not just the hardware, but you have also the Linux, the MQTT, you use the MQTT protocol to communicate. We have a Mosquito broker, we have the IQRF gateway daemon to make it running. And also then we communicate through the different technologies like the Ethernet, Wi-Fi, but also LoRaWAN. And then we get to the clouds. We use IBM Cloud, some open source like Grafana, Node-RED. Yoti helped us to put this show together. Master Internet provided the mobile app, and the Czech Radio Communication provided the LoRaWAN connectivity. And the devices are then stored in the IQRF repository. So many tools and devices are there available for you guys to run your projects. And as I mentioned, it's really about the pilot projects right now, so let's kick them off. And I wish you good luck in this, and please use this as a platform to realize your projects. So thanks a lot.